本期节目由红牌全效乳胶漆为您独家赞助播出。取得美国 Green Guard、日本 Jie-hsien 及台湾认证，无毒无甲醛，223色满足所有对家的想象。红牌全效乳胶漆。
大家好，我是 AC。今天再度帮大家邀请到了一名重量级来宾哦，就是在美国职棒大联盟的权威记者 Jon Morosi， 他也是那时候公布经典赛名单的主持人之一，对于大联盟啊、国际球员的了解度都非常高。当然，他也对台湾球员很熟识。WBC 准备开打前，请他来分析中华队所属的 C 组。And I am beyond excited today because we have a very special guest joining us. He is one of the most respected voices in the world of baseball, an MLB Network insider and a leading authority in the international baseball, Mr. Jon Morosi.
谢谢你，早上好，你好吗？I only speak a little bit, but I hope I said that correct.
It is such an honor to have you on my channel, and especially as we look forward to the 2026 WBC. Thank you so much for joining us today. And before we start, can you please introduce yourself to the Taiwanese fans, especially for those who may not be familiar with your incredible work?
Well, thank you very much, Alvin. I appreciate the invitation. I'm very honored to be able to cover the World Baseball Classic again. This tournament is one of my favorite things that I do as a broadcaster for the Major League Baseball Network. The first one that I covered was in 2013, so this will be the fourth one that I've covered, and I love to see the world come together over the sport that I love most, which is of course baseball. And I am very fortunate to have traveled to Taiwan for the Premier 12 in 2024, and I loved that experience. I loved the time I spent in Taipei. As we talked about it before, I took the metro out to Tamshui and walked around that beautiful area, and really enjoyed Tianmu Stadium. I rode the metro a lot when I was there, and so I got a really good feeling of the city and the people. I love the food, love the culture. The people were so welcoming and kind, and it was a great honor for me to be able to help broadcast one of the proudest moments in the history of Taiwanese baseball. Tyler Mon, who I know you've met as well, Tyler and I were there with Ryan Rowland-Smith when Taiwan defeated Japan for the Premier 12 gold medal. And I remembered speaking with people in the Taiwanese media before that game saying that was the most important sporting event in the history of the country. And so to be able to witness that and understand the magnitude of what we were about to watch was just a real blessing for me in my life to be able to experience that and to help share the story of a very proud moment in Taiwan's baseball history.
Wow, it is a very amazing experience. Let's get into the questions. Compared to previous years, do you think this 2026 Taiwan squad has the highest ceiling of any Taiwanese team we have seen in the WBC?
Yes, I do believe that this Taiwanese team has the highest ceiling of any edition of this team in the World Baseball Classic. And I think the success they had at the Premier 12 is a big reason why. They now know that they can win a major international tournament at the senior level. And what we saw in that Premier 12 was a really strong sentiment of that group. And I also love, Alvin, that when Taiwan was able to qualify for this World Baseball Classic with the tournament at the Taipei Dome in early 2025, there were a lot of different players there. And so I think that now you look at the big picture here, and the players that played in the Premier 12 got a lot of experience. The qualifying players got a lot of experience, and then additional players like Wei-En Lin, who we have not yet seen in tournaments like this, or at least in the Premier 12. Now he gets to have his moment as still a very young player. So there's a lot to like about this young group, that they've already had a lot of experience. They believe in themselves. They have a great leadership with the captain, Jie-hsien Chen, who I really enjoyed watching him play as well. Players like Lin Anke they've improved and gotten better since the last Classic, the last tournament, and the last Premier 12. So it's a young team that's getting better with good leadership, a good manager, And so I do believe this team has the best potential of any Taiwanese national team in the World Baseball Classic.
So if you had to choose one player in the 2026 Taiwan WBC roster that most impresses you, who will you pick? It is a hard question.
It is a very hard question, and I do think that is the captain Jie-hsien Chen, because of the way that he led the team last time, and the number of big hits that he had, great defensive plays too. I just thought that he seized the moment, and he understood what it takes to both lead the team, represent the country of Taiwan, and also execute the very important fundamentals of the game that are really the most important to win international tournaments. So for all those reasons, for me, Chen is my choice. I know there's a lot of other really talented players on this team, but for me, it's the one that I know has a great track record of success of getting it done in a major international event.
And he will be the captain of Taiwan for 2026 WBC again, and hope he can lead this team to a better place this tournament. And Stuart Fairchild and Jonathan Long, they are players with Taiwanese heritage and joined Team Taiwan this year. And also this will be their first ever WBC debut. In what ways do you think they can elevate this team performance on the international stage?
I believe both of them, Alvin, are very important, especially Jonathan Long, because of the power that he brings. He is someone that you think about the power that we have seen on Team Taiwan in the past, and you think about Giligilao and the power that he has. I think Long, for me, has a similar profile to Giligilao. Of course, Long is more of a first baseman and outfielder. Maybe he'll be a bit of a DH. I think that will probably be one of the toughest questions for the managerial and the coaching staff, is how do they find ways to get Long and Giligilao in the lineup at the same time. Of course, Lyle Lynn, because he's such a good catcher defensively, will probably get a lot of playing time there. But I do wonder how Jie-hsien will make the decisions about the lineup and find ways to get both Long and Giligilao in there, because if they have both those bats in the lineup, Alvin, I think that gives Team Taiwan the best chance to score enough runs to win the tough games against teams like Japan and Korea.
I have to tell you an interesting story. Do you know that Jonathan Long's recruitment was actually started by Taiwanese fans?
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, someone on the message board found out that he has Taiwanese roots. His grandmother is from Taiwan, and the news spread until it reached the CBBL president. So without these fans, he might not be on the roster now.
That is a great grassroots campaign, as they would say it here in the States. That is great, and I certainly have learned this by traveling to Taiwan and interacting with Taiwanese fans. Their passion is so great. So it does not surprise me at all that the great fans of Taiwan and those that follow Major League Baseball and the CPBL, that they would know that about him and make sure that the leaders of the overall national team would get that message.
Yes, we have scout anywhere because we love baseball, right? Taiwan has lot of players from the minors and the NPB, including Wei Lin, the top prospect of the Athletics, and Yumin Lin, fearless D-backs left-hander, and also Roshi Xu, who dominated in CBBL last season and signed by the SoftBank Hawks from NPB this year. So what do you think these players tell us about the identity and the styling of this Team Taiwan squad?
Alvin, in my opinion, the rotation for Taiwan in the WBC will be better than what it was in the Premier 12 and even in the qualifying tournament a year ago, because they have access to more of these high-level pitchers. I agree. I think Xu is someone that I was hearing was getting scouted by major league scouts this past year, in addition, of course, to the SoftBank Hawks, who ultimately signed him. And then Yumin Lin, I remember speaking to him after the championship game and how proud he was for what he and his teammates had done for Taiwan. I just think he's, to your point, it was the right word to use. He is a fearless pitcher. And what he was able to do against Japan tells you a lot. I mean, he had to face the toughest lineups in that tournament. Obviously, Hao Ju-seng had this amazing amount of confidence in him. And so I think that's a very important step for him, that he has the confidence. Even though he didn't have a great year back in the U.S. in 2025, I still believe that talent and the ability is in there, and we have seen him pitch his best on the big stage. I think Wei-Yin Lin from the Athletics has a chance to be the true breakout star of this tournament for Taiwan. As I mentioned earlier, Jie-hsien, the captain, we already know what he can do. I think Wei-Yin Lin is the new talent, the person that we are going to learn more about by the World Baseball Classic because of everything that he's been able to do. So I think he is the player that we'll be hearing about the most, and he is the player that I think has the best chance to shut down Team Japan in a big matchup. You think about him as a left-hander, maybe he's going to be able to potentially have success against Ohtani and the other great left-handed bats like Murakami for Team Japan. So for me, Alvin, I think Wei-Yin Lin, he'll be the new name that a lot of fans around the world are learning during this tournament.
It feels like a new era for Taiwanese pitchers and more aggressive and internationalized. We'll see. There's a lot of talks about Taiwan and Korea potentially putting in their games against Japan and to go all in on their head-to-head matchup. What is your take on this strategy? Do you think it is a realistic approach, or do you believe both teams will still go out against Japan?
I think, to me, you still go all out to beat Japan in that game. I think for a couple reasons. Number one, you can't assume that you are going to be able to win the Korea versus Taiwan game either. There's also other good teams in your bracket. So I think you have to chase every single win. And also, Alvin, I would say this, that yes, winning the tournament would be amazing, but also defeating Japan when it's Japan's very best team would also represent a great triumph either for Team Korea or Team Taiwan. So if you're going to play that game and you have a chance to defeat Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto and all the great players in Japan, you do it. Because if you can find a way to win that game, even just winning that game will be something that Taiwanese fans celebrate for a very, very long time, just based on the quality of the opponent there for Team Japan. So I think you should not concede that game at all. You should put one of your best arms in that game. And again, Wei-Yin Lin for me is their best, potentially their highest end starting pitcher with the best pure stuff that we have seen him have. I would start him in the game against Japan and make Japan's left-handed hitters have success against a tough lefty like Lin.
That's a fair point. You will never want to enter a game with a losing mindset, no matter who the opponent is. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will be the starting pitcher for Taiwan. Given his dominance in MLB, what kind of hitting approach or game plan do you think this Team Taiwan lineup should adopt to have a chance against his elite stuff?
It's a great question, and obviously we saw a lot of really great Major League lineups in October struggle against Yamamoto. He is that good. If he's on his game, Alvin, it's hard for me to give any hitting advice because he is that talented. I think that the best success that you will have is by staying in the middle of the field and thinking contact instead of home runs. If you have big swings, he will find ways to miss your bat and you have a chance to look foolish. But if you stay in the middle part of the diamond, given the quality of his secondary stuff, I think you have to try the best that you can. It's not easy to do because the fastball is so good, but I think you have to try to hit the fastball and hit it up the middle and just build a rally that way because his breaking pitch is so good, the splitter is so good. He's one of the toughest assignments anywhere in baseball. So keeping it simple, staying up the middle gives you the best chance. But if he's on his game, Alvin, I'm not sure many teams in the world are going to be able to have success against him.
Yes, I think it'll definitely be a great game to watch, especially after Taiwan and Japan face each other in the Premier 12 championship game. And the last question, and also this is a must-ask question from my YouTube audience, and I think all the Taiwanese wants to hear from you. Which two countries do you think will advance to the second round? I know most people see Japan as the favorite to move on. So besides Japan, who do you have on as the other team to join them in the next round?
It will be Japan and Taiwan.
Okay.
I believe Japan and Taiwan will find a way to get through. It'll be a big moment for Taiwanese baseball. I believe the momentum is there for Taiwan. I really believe for this reason, one of the games, and I'll be covering the pool in Houston, Texas, that involves Team USA, and then eventually I'll go to Miami. But the game that I have to make sure that I watch, that I wake up whatever hour of day it's going to be to watch it or stay up late, will be Korea against Taiwan. Because I do believe the winner of that game will end up joining Japan in the quarterfinal round. And I believe that right now with what we have seen from Taiwan in recent competitions, they have a very good chance to be that second team. And again, they should enter this competition with all the confidence. They were able to beat Japan in the Premier 12. The element of fear, Alvin, I believe should be gone for Team Taiwan. Also because they play so well together. They have so much fun playing together. And when you're a team that has fun, you're a dangerous team. So I believe it's going to be Japan and Taiwan reaching the quarterfinal.
Okay, I love that answer. I think you just made a lot of friends in Taiwan with that prediction.
Well, it is my pleasure. 谢谢很高兴见到你. Did I say that right? To say nice to meet you?
Yes,
谢谢.
yes, 100% correct.
And hopefully we'll be seeing you very soon. 再见, and hopefully I'll see you in Miami.
Thanks again for John to come to my channel, and it really means a lot to me and the fans in Taiwan. Hearing your perspective in person has been a dream come true. It is an incredible honor. Thank you for your generosity. I'm looking forward to following your coverage throughout the WBC. So thanks again, John.
谢谢, 再见, and hope to see you in the World Baseball Classic and hopefully in Taiwan again soon as well.
Thank you. Bye bye.